Welcome back to the post-game spread. I'm your host, Blake Helm. You guys are now tuning in to the Will Plattner story, part 2, Fight He Will. Will being the 2026 captain of the Crimson Tide baseball team, just got named that. There's some amazing footage out there. In prep for this, I spoke with Coach Rob Vaughn. He blessed me with some of his time. We caught a vibe with some Nolan Ryan pictures. He had a Nolan Ryan picture right behind him too, so I knew we had some similar energy there. So he said some amazing things about Will. Love this guy's story. What the post-game spread is a deep dive into a player's journey, what they've been through. Will being, the antithesis of this. This guy was under-recruited, made himself, worked his absolute ass off, did his own recruiting, got himself to Ole Miss, wasn't a fit there, and then ended up in the portal and has really found a home at Alabama. Had an injury last year. Looks like he's lined up to be the number one this year, but Coach Vaughn absolutely raved about him. Just named him the 26 captain. This guy has an A1 work ethic. Coach said it's the best work ethic he's ever come across in his time coaching. Quite the compliment. Love this guy. Love his swagger. He's dripping sauce. Fades by P. Like he's a cool guy, and I love vibing with him. We're going to follow him all the way to the big leagues, like I said. So this is going to be the Will Plattner story, part 2. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hey, y'all. I want to do a quick shout out to our sponsors. This podcast is interesting in that I do hometown stories. I'm located in central Illinois, but I also do national stories as well. So for our national stories, I'm going to do a quick run over of my local sponsors. So if you see a need, I'm in the Springfield, Illinois area. Washco Strength and Speed, the premier baseball athletic trainer guy in the area. He's incredible. Overtime Training Academy, that's where Jared trains out of. That's where Washco is based out of. Body Symmetry, probably one of the most well-rounded trainers in Springfield, Illinois. It's Chad Marshik. Love the guy. Milner Dentistry. Ty Milner played at U of I. Cool guy. He's my dentist. Bank of Springfield, BOS, Bank Boldly. They got a whole team of former pro baseball players over there. Sitco Chiropractic, the best chiros in town. Love these guys. Grew up with Kyle and Casey. Glisten Heating and Air. This is Gibbs Glisten, Pleasant Plains guy. He's done my system. He did my parents' system. Incredible. Eric Easley, the realtor. He'll get you right. Go see him for all your realtor needs. The Office Sports Bar and Grill, the best sports bar and grill in Springfield, Illinois. All the cool memorabilia on the walls. Love that place. Hammers, radon mitigation. That's my boy Les Hammer, Springfield firefighter. He gets it done with the radon. Cardinal Cleaning, Adam Springer, former baseball dude. They can handle all the cleaning needs you got. GT Performance Consulting. That's Greg Taylor, former guest, played at Louisville. He's got a mental performance consulting firm. Awesome stuff for young athletes. Safe House, Illinois. That's Dave House. They're doing inspections, when you're selling your house. Cool guy. Grew up playing with him. Head coach at Lanphier. Hudson Chiropractic. Seth Hudson, former Murray State great. That's located in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. The Shamrocks baseball organization, they are out of Overtime. They've got all kinds of different ages. Walt Patton is associated with them. Former guest, former pro. Flow Yoga, the best yoga place in town. Love those guys. Finally, Hurwitz Enterprises. We appreciate you guys. A true baseball family. All those three brothers played. High-level guys. We appreciate all our sponsors. Thank you. All right, y'all. Welcome back to our family support section. These are families that want to breathe some life into the podcast and keep us rolling. We really appreciate you guys. Here's a list of our roster right now. We're going to start off with the Guernsey family. This is going to be Nate Guernsey, the former baller at Southeast, super swaggy dude, baseball, basketball player. He's got a son coming up, Ivan Guernsey. Look out for this dude. PJ was raving about him being ambidextrous and can throw hard from both sides, and he's playing in the Cardinals organization with Nate and Jason Canela are coaching together right now. So shout out to Nate Guernsey. Appreciate you, my man. Next up would be the Chisholm family. This is John Chisholm. He's done so much for the podcast. It's crazy. John and I came up together, played for the Flames, Springfield High. He went to Spoon River for a little bit and played some ball. He is dad of the year now, coaching every sport he can. His son, John Chisholm III, JC3, talented player coming up in baseball and basketball, doing some travel basketball, playing for the Arsenal, playing for Christ the King, a talented pitcher, first baseman with a little bit of pop in his bat there. So we appreciate the Chisholm family. John has helped me set up multiple sponsorships and was solely responsible for the communication that led to the Cam Appenzeller story happening. So shout out to John, good friend of mine. Appreciate you. Next up is going to be the Erickson family. This is going to be Casey's section of the Erickson clan. Casey being my boy, you know, an absolute baseball dog. Glenwood's head coach, played at Glenwood, SCI, was in the Yankees organization, Pirates organization, coached at Benedictine, building his dynasty out there at Chatham now. He's got some absolute dogs coming up. The next wave of Ericksons, look out, Lane, Cooper, Tripp. Been seeing videos of these guys since they were 2-3 years old. Absolutely mashing. All of them can rake, can throw. I've already heard legends about these guys. Tripp is supposed to be something special. I hear this is the next Corey Erickson 2.0. So look out for these guys. Appreciate the Erickson clan. Next up, Knadlers, Jason Knadler, El Jefe at BOS. Good friend of mine, you know, mentor to me, former guest. Colt Knadler being his son, former guest, Chatham Glenwood, quarterback, now moving on to Lincoln Land. Melissa, the mom, running the show, the CEO of the K team. Claire, talented volleyball player, been starting on varsity at Glenwood as a freshman since her freshman year. CJ, the clown prince of the family. We appreciate the Knadlers' support. Next up, the Steinwart family. Jim Steinwart, my former coach at Springfield High School, Hall of Famer, state title winner, cool guy. He's helped the podcast so much with stats and stories and contributions. We've got a fun system going now where Jim is a flip phone guy. No shame to that at all. But so we do have a system. When I need something from Jim, I text Jim, and then Jim has June, his wife, his lovely wife, send it to me because she has a more normal phone. And that's how we do it. And I appreciate it. And I think it's funny every time we do it. So shout out to June, too. Shout out to Johnny, TJ, Nikki. Johnny's was a stud baseball player, played at UIS out there at Plains. TJ's a drummer. Shout out to Nikki as well. The Blazes family. Katie, we appreciate your support. She's got a young son, Brady Keating, coming up in the SHG system. He's a quarterback, linebacker, was on their freshman, sophomore teams this last year. Also a stud pitcher, doing some things with Maximized Pitching Labs. Look out for that guy. Katie's dad was an absolute stud at SHG back in the day. Did all sports, and then basketball at SCI and golfed at Western. Really appreciate your continued support. The Kaiser family, my guy Ryan. Dude's got a rap album coming out. Check out for that, KO. Absolute baseball guy. His whole garage is like made to look like a Wrigley Field type of place to view games. Super cool. Landon, his son's coming up in the Arsenal organization at Franklin. Little baller. Addie is going to play some softball for me and coach pitch, I think, this next year. And then Mandy's been coaching for the Arsenal and doing stats and doing her dang thing for years now. So we appreciate the Kaiser family and their support. Last but not least, Tyler Owen and his lovely family. Tyler being a teammate of mine at Murray State back in the day. You know, an absolute dude, stud, OBC many times over. His brother played in the show. One of those guys that was kind of like on the verge of being like a pro guy, you know. But he's got some sons coming up. Everett and Ellis coming up in the South Gibson Heat organization. My man T.O. is coaching at North High School. I think they just won a state title or were runners up in the last year or two. So doing his thing. We appreciate you guys. Let me run down my sponsors real quick because this is a national podcast. I will just mention my local sponsors here. So Washco Strength and Speed, Body Symmetry, Sheehan Lawyers, Milner Dentistry, the law offices of Stephen Kelly, Bank of Springfield, Sitco Chiropractic, Glisten Heating and Air, Eric Easley, the chiropractor, the Office Sports Bar and Grill, Hammers Radon Mitigation, BSN Sports, Cardinal Cleaning, The Crafted Stag, GT Performance Consulting, Grab a Java, Safe House, Illinois, Nate Guernsey, the Realtor, Salvaggio Steel, the Springfield Shamrocks organization, and Overtime with Jared out there. We appreciate you guys. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. All right, here we go, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Post Game Spread. We're going to have my boy Will Plattner on here for part 2. Fight He Will was the name of part 1. It was absolutely incredible. For those of you guys that don't know or just tuning in, Will being a 2021 Chatham Glenwood grad, playing under former guest baseball dude Casey Erickson Pro. And originally you were signed to go to Wabash, correct? Wabash
Correct.
Valley?
I
Yeah.
was, yep.
And then ended up at Ole Miss, wasn't a fit there, but then has found a home with Alabama, the Crimson Tide, being named captain of the 2026 season. I cannot wait to get into that, dude. Incredible. And I don't know if you even knew this or not, but I talked to Coach Rob Vaughn before
I
this.
just saw that video the other day you
You just
posted.
saw?
I didn't know. I didn't know that you did though.
Yep. So
That's pretty
I
cool.
just randomly got a hold of the staff there, and there's some guy named Nick Ciceri or
Yes.
Cicero.
Yes. That is kind of our head director of like our media and all that.
Dude, he's incredible.
Yeah,
Super
he's
sharp,
awesome.
got back to me, was accountable, awesome. You know, sometimes it can be difficult dealing with PR guys from
Yeah.
different colleges and whatnot, but he was top of the line. So I want to shout that guy out. He's doing an incredible job. So yeah, got to have an awesome little chat with your coach. We even had a moment because we had the same Nolan Ryan poster behind us here. So we caught a little vibe there. But for those of you guys that don't know what the post game spread is, we have multiple formats. So I follow guys like Will, who I think have interesting stories through baseball and they're up and coming and are going to get into pro ball and keep rising. So we're going to follow their story as they go. So I've got you and like Cam Appenzeller and some guys like that. I've got interesting stories like I'm working on the recording artist Mike, formerly Mike Stud. Marcus Stroman's going to be on that. And I'm working on a story for Rich Hill, the 25-year big leaguer. So all different kind of stories throughout baseball, all beautiful. But right now we're following my man, Will Plattner. So where we left off was essentially heading into your junior year. You were going through your summer. You chose to stay in Alabama to work on some strength and conditioning stuff, work on your game. So let's pick it up here right as kind of the fall. So how did your fall go, my man?
I think it went great. I progressed in all the areas I wanted to progress in over the summer. I felt ending I almost ended my whole year last year with a hand injury. Thankfully, I got to play
Yeah,
the last game of the year, but that's kind of one of the big reasons I stayed in Alabama over the summer is just to rehab that, get that back to 100%.
yeah,
But no, all that's squared away, so it felt good to get back out there and just play again.
feeling good.
Yeah,
Uh,
great.
Pardon my manners, man. I didn't even ask you how the heck are you doing, man? What's going on? You guys are about to roll into your season here. How you been, my man?
Yeah, I've been great. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm chomping at the bit to get going. We're all ready to just see a different color uniform in that dugout.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
A couple before we really get into the baseball stuff, just a few random questions off the top of my dome. What does roll tide mean to you? Because I feel like it can be used in so many different ways, right?
Yeah, to me, obviously I'm from Illinois. I didn't grow up down here,
Yeah.
so I kind of had to pick it up when I got here. But it's kind of just like it's like a lingo, like it's like the language. It's like saying what's up. Like
Right.
at Ole Miss, it was hotty toddy, and here
Right.
it's just like roll tide. Like you'll see someone get done with the conversation, be like, "All right, roll tide." That's it. It's funny, but it's the
Are you ending
tradition.
conversations with it too?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I love it. What old nicknames have you picked up throughout the years now?
Platt has always stuck. That
Yeah,
my brother's nickname was Platt when he was in high school, and then I want to say probably like 7th grade, I picked it up, and literally, it hasn't taken me telling anyone that's my nickname. That's just like what people call me.
sure.
It just kind of sticks. So,
Okay. We like Plat Daddy. You want to call you that or anything like that?
Platt,
Or
that yeah, yeah, that
Will
was a
the
funny one
Thrill? We
last
got
year.
we got a bunch of the nicknames here.
Yeah,
Let me ask you this then. You're a wrestling guy, right?
I am.
You grew up a wrestling guy? All right.
Yes.
Silly
Not
question.
as much now. I did when I was little.
If you had to pick someone on the roster to be your tag team duo, who would it be, and what would you guys' names be? What would your tag team duo be named?
Uh, I would pick Eric Hines. If you don't know, he's one of our freshmen. He looks like he should be playing middle linebacker for a football team. I I can it'll take me a minute to think of a name. I can just give you the spiel on Eric though. This dude is like
Go.
6'6", 240 pounds, like strongest dude that I have ever seen, especially at his age. Like it's unbelievable. And the things that he can do when he squares up a baseball, it's like scary.
Got some juice?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
One of those guys. So what? Okay,
One
so let's
of
get
those
into
guys.
it then. What is Alabama baseball going to do this year? What
I
do you
think
guys
our
have on the
ceiling's very
horizon?
I mean, we completely reloaded this year. We have a super, super deep pitching staff, which we've always had some depth in there, but like this year especially, like I don't know the exact number of pitchers, but it's a lot of pitchers, and I think it's a lot of dudes that, we went out and we got dudes that are ready to fight and dudes that have experience. I think that's a good combo, especially in this conference when it's so competitive.
Let's talk about your fall, man. How did it go? How do you feel like you performed? Let's just start there. We can
Yeah,
rip.
I had obviously an awesome time in the fall. The fall is all about getting back together with the guys and actually getting out on the field, playing together. You got football games going on, all that. It's just a big fall is like an awesome time of year here in Alabama. But
Oh yeah,
like on the baseball side, um, I'm a perfectionist, so I'm always going to say I could have performed better. But I think that I had a pretty solid fall.
yeah.
Like I said, I progressed in all the things I wanted to progress to, especially swing stuff, and I feel like I'm in a great spot.
Swing wise, how do you feel like? What, were we doing anything different? Any mechanical changes, philosophy changes? Where are we at there?
Yeah, nothing huge. Just my major thing is like high school and all growing up, I was always like a right center kind of foul pole to foul pole guy. And
Yeah,
not that I got away from it when I got to college, but instead of using my juice to all fields, I was kind of taking my hits and, more on my pull side where I could hit the ball hard because it'd get through more often. But that's kind of what I've been working on is just using the whole field.
okay. Any changes at the catcher position? Do you feel like you progressed there at all, or anything there?
Yeah. I've been kind of trying to try out the different stances with knees down and stuff. I haven't completely grasped it yet. I'm still, comfortable with what I do, but we have Coach Morrison. He's kind of our catching guy, and
Yeah,
also I'm surrounded by a bunch of good catchers. Like our catching room is very deep. We got Brady Neal
yeah.
transferred from LSU last year, and then we
I know
got
that.
Johnny Lim this year, who transferred from SIU, and like those dudes are rock solid behind the plate, and it's just fun. It's a fun atmosphere to work every day.
Is that like? I mean, I've never been in a catcher room like that, but is that like similar to almost like what I would think of as like a quarterback room? Like you guys
Yeah,
coming together for strategy and plans and like detailed stuff like that?
absolutely. And I think the I guess stereotype is that we're all fighting for the same job because there's one catcher, but
Yeah,
we're trying to make each other better because all that, you know, you're lying if you say you don't want to win the job,
of
but
course.
all three of us care about winning more than our personal success. So
Yeah.
that competitive nature just to win, it helps us out.
So it's still a brotherhood, even though you guys are fighting for the same position.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I remember having the same kind of situation. Like I was a senior at Murray State, and there was a freshman named Zach Noonan. And we were both center fielders, and we ended up splitting time. And it was a truly a brotherhood, and it never felt like I was rooting against him. I wanted him to do well, but I also wanted to do well too. And that's
Right. If
any
you don't
everything
root for yourself
balance.
a little bit, you just have no competitive nature. You gotta have a
Yeah.
little bit.
So then, do you feel like you have come out of the fall as the number one catcher, or do you have a feel for that, or how does that work?
I've always had a different opinion on this. I know that being named number one is like a huge honor and all that, but
Yeah,
like we saw last year with me and Brady, it takes a two-man crew
it does.
because
Yeah, can't
I
catch
mean we
everything.
had Luke Vaughn, my roommate. He was on track to be one of our three catchers last year, and then he got shoulder surgery. So
Yeah,
then it was down to me and Brady, and we kind of rode like they rode me out for a while, and then I got hurt and they rode Brady out like the rest of the year. Like it takes a
right,
two-man crew. So
right.
it really has no difference to me, really the number.
Okay. Then talk to me about this. How many new guys did you guys have on the roster this fall? Do you have any idea?
I want to say we have like 20 returners and
Man,
like 23 new guys, freshmen included.
is that pretty standard? Do you feel like in like high level college baseball these days, like a turnover like that?
Definitely now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty common. Just
So what?
the portal's crazy.
Crazy, right?
Unbelievable.
So
Yeah.
how is it trying to assimilate all those guys into a roster like that? When it's like a
It's tough. It
complete
is tough.
turnover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why the fall is kind of like an interesting time because you got to get to know a bunch of guys and
Right.
you really, when you break it down, you have August, September, October, you have like 4 months to become a team before you're
Right.
on your own for a month.
Yeah.
But, no, we have a great culture down here, and I think we squared it away pretty much in the first month. Like, this is already a brotherhood.
That's so interesting to define, like, who's, like, the leaders and stuff. Like, do roles ever get redefined year to year? Like, if one guy was more of, like, a leader one year and the roster is shaken up, is it looked at different the next year, or does anything ever like that ever happen, or
Yeah, I think, there's a lot of guys that come out of their shell with age.
Oh yeah,
Um, like we have Justin LeBron is just the example I'm going to give. That guy was a leader when he stepped on campus. Like
yeah. Just
he
naturally
wasn't,
had it.
yeah, he
One of those
wasn't the
guys.
guy that was going to go number one overall out of high school.
Right.
And he came in here and
But he might
decided,
now.
yeah, this is where I'm going to put in the work. And
Yeah.
everyone sees that and it kind of motivates them. And he just leads by example.
So, do new guys ever step into leadership roles because they are just like naturally kind of that guy?
Absolutely. Yeah. You see it
Okay.
all the time. We have a couple right now.
Really? What's the
Absolutely.
what's the culture of like the upperclassmen, like, taking younger guys under their wing, stuff like that?
Yeah. That's a huge thing for us. We have a kind of a motto that Coach Vaughn said. It was one of the first things he said when I got here. I remember, leave the number better than you found it,
Oh yeah.
your jersey. So,
I like
that's
that.
kind of just the goal when you come in here, be a good dude, kind of continue the culture and leave it better than you found it.
Do guys ever obviously portal is a wild thing these days. Do you ever know that a guy is gonna leave before like he announces it? Like he's grumbling about it throughout the year. There's like does that ever come up? Stuff like that.
I've never really experienced it. You always hear stuff, but
That'd be tough to have in a
unless,
locker room if a guy was like openly saying, I'm gonna leave, this is not the place for me.
yeah, yeah, that's the thing about here, our culture, man. We
That's
don't
not
we don't
happening there?
accept that. No,
Really?
no.
Okay. Awesome. I was wondering. I thought that would be kind of an
All the
interesting
guys
thing.
that come here usually love it here.
Okay. What kind of gear are you using these days, baseball wise? Whether they're catching, batting gloves, shin
Yeah,
guards, what
so
kind of
we're all Nike. So Nike
okay.
cleats, Nike batting gloves, all that.
Yeah.
Evo Shield accessories like the leg guards, arm guards, all that, and
Yeah.
then Nike catcher's gear.
Okay. And what about
Yeah.
bats?
Oh, Louisville Slugger.
Louisville Slugger. What about glove?
Wilson. Sorry, I
Wilson.
left out a bunch of them. Yeah.
And
We're
you you
Wilson gloves.
you have to use Wilson, right?
Yes, you
Okay.
do.
Do guys ever want to use a different kind of glove and they just like can cover up the emblem or how does that work?
That happens sometimes. We haven't had anyone do it, but
Okay.
I've seen that. I'm sure you've seen it too. Guys have like
Yeah,
blackout emblems,
for
but
sure. Okay.
now Wilson takes care of us pretty well.
I
Our
would
guys love
love
it.
to hear how NIL stuff works. Obviously, you guys probably at like a Power Five school like that conference would have more opportunities than some other schools. So I'd love to hear if you could nutshell it in some ways. I'd love to hear your thoughts
Just
on
like
it.
the basis of
Yeah, how
how
it
it
works.
works.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very common with portal guys. I don't really know how it is with freshmen because like I didn't get NIL money coming in as a freshman. I don't know if they do that,
right.
but
Yeah,
um, it's basically just they call you and it's literally like I guess negotiating a job from what I
really.
understand. Just talking to other guys about
Yeah,
their portal experiences. It's like this is your opportunity here, this is your opportunity here,
yeah.
and you have people figure out what's the best move for you.
Interesting. Okay. So you went through your summer, fall, and winter strength and conditioning stuff. I know that was a big priority for you to get your body right, get in a better position. Any major themes or anything that stands out worth talking about there for you?
Yeah, I made it a big priority after my injury just to get back strength wise because I wasn't able to do too much upper body without my right hand,
Yeah.
obviously. But I've seen major jumps in that over the fall and leading up to the season. So I think I'm even in a better spot than I was before.
How big are you these days, weight and size wise?
I'm about 205.
Feel
I
good
I
there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I usually play like halfway through the season, I'm like 198.
Start
So if
losing
I
weight.
stay right around that 200 number, that's like my number.
Is it just catching just the rigors of it and just weight
Yeah,
drops
yeah,
off you?
yeah.
Okay. Um, who on the roster this fall opened up your eyes?
Let me think. I gotta go JoJo Williamson.
Why?
So not that we have a completely same story, but it's kind of similar. Like he didn't have much opportunity, had every reason and every opportunity to like go play somewhere else, right? But he went to the Northwoods like I did 2 years ago. He hit, I think, over 300 there, came
Yeah.
back, and he led our team in quality at bats this fall,
Mhm.
like our percentage, which It's crazy coming from a guy like that where I don't want to speak for him, but
Yeah.
before it was like competing to be in the mix, like get some at bats here and there, and now he's like competing to be an everyday player for us,
Yeah.
which is really cool to see, especially from a dude that young. He was a sophomore this year.
I love that.
Yeah, let's circle back to it. Let me
Okay.
think about it.
Do you guys have your own strength coach down there?
Yes, we do. Brett
Can you
Price, is his
talk
name.
to me about him?
Yeah, so he's with Cressy Performance. I don't know
Yeah,
if you've heard of
absolutely.
that down in Florida,
Yes.
but
100%.
like he's literally the best. And like I can't say enough good stuff about him. He reads us so well with what we need to do. Like everything is pretty personalized to us, whether you're a guy that needs to get faster, you need to get stronger,
Yeah.
or just a guy that needs like that mobility. They're missing that mobility to kind of unlock their
Yeah.
power, their velo, whatever it is. But he's the best with all that.
How is your mobility?
Good. It's got to be good.
Yeah, got you,
You
right?
kind of get exposed if it's not. I'd
For
say
sure.
it's gotten way better over the past 3 years.
Talk
But
to me talk to me about your hitting coach down there, and why is he special?
Coach Pat, yeah, he's very special. He was actually, I'm wearing number 3 now, which is the captain of our team. He was the first guy ever under Coach Vaughn to wear number 3. So it's kind of a
Really?
cool, yeah,
That's
it's kind
neat.
of a cool thing that he's on staff and he's the hitting coach. But no, he's the guy. I mean, seriously, he's not the guy that you have to tiptoe around to ask, does my swing look fine? Like I
Yeah,
could call him up right now, Sunday off day, and be like, hey, can we go take some swings? And he'll be there in 5 minutes.
yeah,
Like he's just that type of guy.
okay. Um, and you said no real mechanical changes for you since
Nothing
the last time we
crazy.
spoke?
No,
Okay,
no. Really just kind of looking back at video, just hand stuff, just placement, but like it's nothing big that's going to be a big field difference.
okay. And no rule change. We already went over a little bit of philosophy wise. What kind of tech are you guys using down there hitting wise?
So we do a lot of like the axe, bat, underload, overload, stuff like
Yeah,
that. We do a lot of one hand stuff.
yeah,
Um, but no, like we utilize obviously we hit off machines every single day.
okay,
We use the big, it's called iPitch. You can like load in pictures into it actually, and it syncs like their TrackMan data. So
yeah.
you can plug in like Paul Skeen's fastball, Paul Skeen's slider,
Really?
like Jacob DeGrom slider, stuff like that.
Can you pull up college guys?
Oh yeah,
Really?
absolutely.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
incredible. So you can you do that in game? Can you go down there and do that if you wanted to?
I guess it takes a while to set it up. It's
Okay,
usually like a
gotcha.
practice thing, but
Yeah,
I you could, yeah.
and you feel like that's a huge benefit to you guys?
I do,
Yeah,
yeah. We always have a kind of a mentality that like we get challenged like very hard in practice,
yeah,
especially on the offensive side. Like we're hitting, um, gosh, dang, we're doing all of our kind of hitting philosophies like stay off the breaking ball,
yeah,
adjust to the breaking ball, stuff like that. But we're doing it off like a equal equivalent to 90 something mile per hour heater
yeah.
with a 85 plus slider. Like we get challenged in practice, so the game you just go out and play.
Feel good, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So the game feels easier.
Mhm.
What about like tool wise stuff? Like you guys half bat. You just said like the differential bats, but like insider bat, any kind of stuff like that, tool wise you guys use down there that you like?
Yeah, I'm big on the overload, underload, the heavy bat and the light bat. It kind of just keeps my path straight, especially if I'm struggling with my path, which is usually that's usually my thing that is off if my swing is off
Your
is just
path?
my path. Yeah.
Do you get steep or
Um,
do you get underneath it or what do you get?
Steep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
Okay.
when I'm pulling off, I like to grab the overload bat because if you pull off with that, you're just gonna hook every ball.
Ah, okay,
So
interesting.
yeah.
Are you doing any tee work?
I used to a lot. I do if I'm kind of trying to specifically work on something, I'll start with that just to feel my body move with the
Yeah.
ball in place, but not as much. No, just because I like to get my body moving while the ball's in the air
Okay.
more often now.
Okay. Who after facing them in inter squads, who on pitching staffs leaves you shaking your head?
Hmm. I'd say Matthew Heiberger. He's a junior this year.
Yeah.
He's he's one of our lefties, but he's got we call it the glitch fastball. And
Really?
I'm not
Why?
joking when I say glitch. It's just crazy. It
Like it
metrically,
disappears?
yes, it does. Like, you never see it that well, even if you know it's coming. And he's heater, slider, splitter, changeup. Like, it's the kitchen sink coming at you from
The glitch
like
fastball.
it's like a low effort
Really?
thing, but it explodes out of his hand. Yeah,
The glitch
he's
fastball.
phenomenal. Yeah.
Okay. Dude, I'm calling you out on this. I asked you last time who on the team has like some special talents, and I felt like you held on me, man. I didn't know you were giving fades out here. Faded by
That
P,
was
dude.
that was before it got big.
Really?
Yeah. I
So,
was just doing it kind of as a joke last year just to some guys, but
well, not a joke anymore. There's like
no.
legit stuff on you guys' Instagram, and you were cutting up Coach Vaughn, and Faded by P is a thing. Now, talk to me a little bit about what that is.
Yeah, it's just something I picked up. Like, I've always kind of been into having like a cool haircut, especially when I was younger. Like, I
Yeah.
wanted the mohawk like Josh Donaldson,
Yeah. Oh yeah,
but
yeah. Get into that.
no. So what I used to do, I used to just do it to myself because I didn't want to have to go get a haircut before every tournament on the weekend.
So you learned on yourself.
Yeah, just watching
Really?
YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
And then you cut up your teammates?
Yeah, I do all the time.
How many of the roster would you say that you get?
Pretty much anyone that asks when I
Really?
can. I got time. Yeah.
Okay. I've got a cool clip here. This is Coach Vaughn talking about his time with Faded by P. You ready?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Here we go. I love the clip of you guys doing the Faded by P when you did the
Oh, yeah.
haircut with them.
Oh,
So
yeah.
let me ask you about that. Is he still fading you up, or was that a one-time thing?
No, that was a one-time thing. I think he was as nervous as he humanly could be on that one. We have a young lady that works here with us, named
Yeah.
Lorna, and she's phenomenal. She's done an incredible job with like our social media and
Okay.
just getting, telling the stories of these kids, kind of what you're trying to do, and I
Yeah.
think it's such a unique thing and it's such a cool thing. And, Platt's been cutting hair for his 3 years here. He cuts everybody's hair and does that.
Yeah.
And so she asked him, she said, man, what about this like barbershop idea? And she's talking about it with me in there. And I was like, dude, cut my hair. And he's like, nah, I'm not cutting your hair. And I was like, come on, man. Like, told him, I said, man, how can I expect you to get that hit in the bottom of the ninth if you can't fade my hair the right way? And so he did it. He was
That's great.
probably as nervous as can be. It was fun, but
That's
it also
incredible.
took him like an hour to fade my hair. And I was like,
Really?
buddy, I don't have this kind of time. And the other guys, I think he cuts up pretty quick, but I think he's a little nervous. But did
That's
a great
incredible.
job. But no, I got my
Oh.
own dude in town. Platt was a one-time thing for me.
That's what's. You got any thoughts, my man?
He hit it head on. So we were sitting in the dugout talking about doing the videos. That's when it kind of got real. I was like, I'm about to do this on video. Like, I actually got to do it right. And then I think the first person was supposed to be Bron, but then as a joke, I was like, how about I just cut Coach Vaughn's hair? Completely joking, by the way. And then he was like, yeah, let's do it. And I'm like, oh no.
No.
Like, what did I just get myself into?
So it took
But
you a
no,
little
it
bit
was
longer than it normally takes.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun.
All right, man. While we're here, let's get into some more clips from him. Some really awesome stuff here. This next one is going to be called Blue Collar. Here we go.
Yeah, it's just, I think, and I talk to kids about this all the time, but I think people, I guess the best way of saying it is this, like blue collar tough people don't have to tell you they're blue collar tough. They just do blue collar tough stuff, right?
Yep.
And we're
For
kind
sure,
of in a
dude.
world with social media where it's like, man, it's like elevate self and make myself look. And I want to show everybody how hard I'm working, and I want to show Platt just puts his head down and shows up every day and rings the bell. And it ain't always perfect, it ain't always pretty, but
Yeah.
it's like that guy, and I mean this in the most loving way possible because he's one of my favorite humans.
Yeah.
There's no way that guy should be a captain on an SEC baseball team based strictly on natural ability. Like, if you just strictly looked at it like just natural gifts and talents, you're like, that guy, he's a great kid and a great player. He has made his mark because of all of those things. And it's like when people said he couldn't, he didn't care. He just put his head down and worked. And
Driven.
he didn't feel bad for himself. He didn't get offended and feel like it was a personal attack. And it's like, Roger that, coach, let me go to work. And that's what he did. And every day, man, from offense, because you know how it is as a catcher, man, there's a lot. It's like you have all your offensive work, then you're down there with the pitchers and you're working. And again, this is a guy that when he came in and I watched him receive baseballs, I'm like, this guy's a solid number 3,
Really?
and
Wow.
has worked his way into where he was a starter last year before he got hurt. He had basically won the job before he got hurt last year. So
Yeah.
that speaks to it. Like there is not, this is not some tool stuff. I mean, his
Right.
best friend is Justin LeBron, who has
Who's the
every
toolsiest
tool
guy in the
on the
world, right?
face of the planet,
Yeah.
right? And like Platt's like the antithesis of that. But the work ethic, the desire
Yeah.
to compete, the toughness, the grittiness of him is as much as any kid that I've coached in the last 15 years.
Oh my God. What you got, Platt? Pretty cool to hear your coach talk about you like that, man.
Yeah, it is awesome. But no, just kind of piggyback off that, like you said, it hadn't always been pretty for me. But
Yeah.
basically the biggest thing for me, I remember just these past 3 years is like I've had a lot of opportunities to be like to just accept where I'm at and be
Yeah.
like, man, I'm not meant for it. This is too hard. But
Yeah.
and then I go lay my head down at night and I think, man, well, I have the opportunity, so I might as well make the most of it and see what happens. And that's just kind of what I've been trying to do for the last 3 years.
Dude.
Um,
Yeah.
I've seen some success with it, but like I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm content with where I'm at. Like
Yeah.
I still have light years of work to do to get to where I want to be.
Don't get me fired up, Will Plattner, man. I love your spirit, my man. Let's move into Will as a catcher here.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, I think when we got here, we were in a desperate position, a desperate spot at that
Yeah.
position, and was kind of like going through this. And this was the challenge. You had Matt Gassetti back, who Matt Gassetti was our returning starter my first year here. So in 2023, that super regional team, Gassetti was a starter. So you have him coming back, and shoot, every coach around the country will tell you the hardest thing to find, especially out of the transfer portal, is what you kind of view as a backup player. A player that's coming to where the starter's still there. Like kids aren't transferring to sit and
Right.
watch. Like
Yeah.
they're transferring because they want to play. They're transferring because they want to get in and make an impact. And so
Absolutely.
a really challenging spot we were in with trying to find a guy with Max still in place here. And so we get Will and we loved the human. But when I saw him play the first catch, I'm like, all right, this is a bat. Like this guy's gonna hit a little bit.
Yeah.
His eyes really work at the plate, but
Yeah.
man, like that's a DH, and maybe he's your emergency catcher one day.
Really.
And it's like the bullpens, the work with Coach Morrison, who coaches our catchers, the work that he's just done, and
Yeah.
man, he just watches and learns, and he watched Gassetti and learned from Gassetti and learned from guys he sees that do things at elite level. And
Yeah.
all you can say about him is it's just strictly an unmatched work ethic that took him from kind of that third string offensive catcher to a guy that's got a real shot to not only lead our team, who's going to lead our team, but to go be the guy this year, in year 3 here. And that did not come because somebody handed it to him. That did not come because of that.
Yeah.
It came because he worked his tail off, and he's relentless in receiving and blocking and throwing and understanding who he is and having a really good
Yeah.
appreciation for who he is and not settling for mediocrity. And I think that's where you've seen the defensive side of the ball really elevate.
Incredible. That guy is absolutely electric. Special leader of men. So cool to hear him talk about how you just worked and worked and worked, and like he respects you as like the number one guy he's had as a work ethic guy. Is that cool to hear? Your head coach
Yeah,
talking about you
that's
like that? Like,
awesome.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm at a loss for words when I start to talk about this just because I honestly I hate to talk about work ethic and stuff like that because I just put my head down and do it. Like there's really nothing to it. If you want it bad enough, you'll do it. And that's just kind of been my passion.
But
And
where is that? I mean, like everyone has different levels of what they're capable of. Why do you think what is it in you that is capable of working more than others? Like why is that? Were you raised like that? Is that just something that is you were born with, or does something make that happen? Or
yeah, I think it's a combination of being raised like that. It was instilled in me and also just kind of my faith.
yeah,
Honestly, like I think
clunky.
when you're growing up and you go to church and you're with your family, that's one thing. But then you go to college and you're on your own. And I think some people kind of drift apart from their faith, but I feel like it's been the opposite for me.
Really?
I've leaned on God pretty heavy these past 3 years.
Yeah,
I've been denied plenty of times. I've been accepted sometimes, but
yeah,
like the things that God's done in my life the past 3 years, like, it's honestly eye-opening to me, and a combination of that and just putting the work in and knowing that I am capable of what I wanna do,
Yeah.
like, there's nothing that can stop me.
Oh, man. I love that. Beautiful. Let's move into our next Coach Vaughn clip here. More on you as a hitter. Here we go.
Eyes really worked when he got here, and I
Yeah.
think that's what probably one of the things Ole Miss probably really liked about him is like the zone discipline, the ability to kind of control the strike zone has always been really good,
Yeah.
and what I would have said, like, I thought it was a little bit of a passive hitter early on. Like he controlled the strike zone at a high level, but
Yeah.
also probably took some pitches he didn't need to take,
Yeah.
and I've just seen as the confidence in himself has grown, he's what we want all of our hitters to be, which is hyper aggressive in a really small window. And that's
Yeah.
one thing he's done at a really high level. And I mean, I last year is the perfect example, man. He was not the starter at the beginning of the year. He was catching once a week. And probably, I mean, he was playing at a really high level. And I was still just catching him once a week, catching him once a week.
Yeah.
And finally we go to Auburn, and I kind of was like, all right, we're going to kind of flip this a little bit. I'm going to start catching, Platt twice a week. I think he's playing at
Yeah.
a high level. I think the boys really rally behind him and around him really well. And of course, first weekend he goes in there, he takes a ball off the hand and breaks his hand, and he's
Right.
out for 6 to 7 weeks, whatever it
Yeah.
was. And so I put him back in the lineup in the regional. I mean, we're a season on the line against Southern Miss, elimination game in the regional against a first rounder.
Yeah.
A dude goes up and hits a pump for his first
I
at bat, and you're
I
like,
love that video.
uh,
Yeah.
it's like that's
Electric.
him. Like
Yeah.
that's what he is, man. And it's like he didn't. I'm sure he wanted to play quicker and he wanted to get back
Sure.
quicker. And once he was healthy, he wanted to be back in there. And
Yeah.
the way the season was just flowing, we kind of had to keep riding the way we were riding. And he got his opportunity. That's what winners do, man. That's what elite, tough winners do. Is they
Yeah.
don't complain. They don't feel bad for themselves.
Yeah.
It's like they just stay ready, man. And when their number's called, they go do their thing. And
Beautiful.
that's all of that goes into just his evolution as a player, as a
Yeah.
human, as a leader. And I don't know what the future holds for Platt this spring or 10 years down the road, but I
Right.
could promise you that kid's going to be successful because
100%.
he knows what it looks like to do those things.
What you got, buddy?
It's awesome. Yeah, he puts
Right?
it perfect every time.
Yeah.
He never fails to fire me up.
I love it. Yeah. He's getting
Fires
me
all of us
fired up,
up.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, guys that end up in places like this, the head coach at University of Alabama are obviously special leaders of men. What's special about Coach Vaughn?
She's got such a, I guess, down to earth approach to just the game, the
Yeah.
mental side of it. Like, I don't know, he knows how to hit home with you on every part, whether that's the mental side, the actual in-game physical side. Like,
Yeah.
when a great example is just like when we're getting our tails whooped, like when we have a dugout meeting, it's not chewing us out like we need to do this, do this, do this. It's ultimately he's like, it's on you. Like, it's on you guys. This is your choice to make. If you want to roll over and say we'll get them tomorrow, do it. But you
Yeah.
might as well make a push right here and see what we can do. And
Yeah.
that fires us up way more.
I love
And
that.
if you watch that Ohio State game, we came back 10 runs in like 3 innings and walked it off. It's pretty cool.
Special.
Yeah.
This next clip is super special, man. There's a bunch of clips out on social media about this. You got named the captain of of the Crimson Tide for the 2026 season. A Northerner, an Illinois boy. So incredible. The videos out there are awesome. If you guys haven't seen it, go check out their Instagram, Alabama. What did that mean to you? Did you have any idea that was coming?
Um,
Or how does that go?
I had a feeling, yeah,
Okay.
but it's kind of something that it's always been a goal of mine just since
Okay.
I stepped on campus here. Learning about the 3 pillars of the program, just the mentality of this program, ownership, toughness, and grit are our 3 pillars.
Yeah.
And that's 3 things that, you know, like I instilled those in myself because that's how I got on the field, right?
Right.
Like Coach Vaughn said, I've tried to just own those and go about my business the right way.
Yeah.
And I guess other people noticed and they voted that I'd be the guy to lead us. So it was a pretty cool experience.
All right, cool, man. I'm gonna play this clip by him, and then I hope we can rip off this a little more. But super cool. Here we go. This is your coach. Moving on to I do the stuff about him being named a captain, incredible. The videos you guys put out, your third captain. Tell me about what went into him being named that. Why is he special? Why is he deserving of that position?
Yeah, we got our three pillars we talk about: toughness, ownership, and grit. Those are kind of our three things that we build this program on. They have nothing to do
Yeah,
with talent. They have nothing to do with the quality of player, and it's just strictly those things. So that's absolutely a piece of it.
yeah,
There's this guy that embodies it's what he's been, man. In a world of college athletics that you see right now,
yeah,
man, it's the common thing is when it doesn't go your way, you cut and run. Or when
yeah.
it's not
Right.
easy, you
Yep.
go somewhere else. And, Will started his career at Ole Miss, settled in here, and did not play his freshman year.
Right.
Came here as a walk-on and did not play.
Yeah.
And didn't run, didn't ask for more, just put his head down and work, went and played up in the Northwoods League in the summer, came back last year. Man, and we didn't know we knew we liked the kid. We knew he worked hard. We knew he was a likable dude, but man, he came back as like a guy,
Yeah.
and came back and really did some pretty special things behind the plate and at the plate before he got hurt and ended up breaking his hand at Auburn and missing some
Yeah.
time. But just self-made, just a self-made dude. And that's what everybody on our staff was. It's what I was as a
Yeah.
player.
Yeah. Me
It's
too.
what Anthony Papio, Mike Morrison, Jason Jackson. It's just us. And so
Yeah.
felt like he embodied that, but that's only part of it. The other side of it is like, man, I know a lot of guys that embody those things that people don't follow,
Yeah.
and so that's a piece of it. Do you have that leadership? Do you have that relationship capital? Do you have the ability to speak into people's lives and lead people? And Platt has that in spades. We're
Yeah.
fortunate to have several guys that do, but just stood out as a guy that embodied our program, number one, and number two, we felt like had the ear and the respect of that locker room to be able to step in there and speak into it when it needed to.
Oh man, that was incredible. Beautiful, man. Are there responsibilities that come with being a captain, or what all does that mean?
Of course, there's some responsibility, it's the captain, right?
Yeah.
It's the guy that supposed to lead everyone into battle and
Yeah.
all this. That is one part of it, and that's very important. But I'm
Yeah.
blessed to have a bunch of dudes around me that could have gotten it.
Yeah.
And it kind of it takes an army, right? It's not one guy. Um, like I said, I'm blessed to have those dudes around me, and
Yeah.
they really help. Especially, I mean, I have no idea how it is yet. We haven't even played our first game,
Right.
but I know that those guys are going to have my back, and that's the best part of it.
Do you feel like one of the responsibilities of a captain is to have maybe some hard conversations with a teammate, or put someone back in place if they're a little bit out of line?
Absolutely, and
Okay.
that's
That can be
happened.
tough.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it like I said, like those same guys, they do it too. Like,
Yeah.
um, there's multiple guys that
Yeah.
could go in there and have the hard conversation. And the biggest thing about being the captain is I want to be held accountable, just like I hold people accountable.
Beautiful.
And I think when you have that formula, you have a pretty good, I guess, understanding with each other of what needs to be done.
I love to hear that, man. So we were talking a little bit about before I hit record, about your roommate, and I've seen a bunch of clips of you guys. It seems like you and Justin LeBron are boys, and this is your roommate, right?
Yeah, that's my guy.
Wildly talented, obviously. This is probably a potential first rounder coming up here. What kind of year is Justin LeBron capable of?
Um, Man, I don't even know how to put it into words. He's 100% capable of winning the Golden Spikes and going one overall.
Right.
To
Yes.
put it simple, like it's a
Yeah.
guy that shows up every day. He's gonna be the guy that comes through in the big spot.
Yeah.
Um, it's funny. When we've been in a spot where we're down a run, or like especially at Auburn, I think we were down by 2, and it's like a joke in the dugout. I don't know if you've heard it, but people will be like, "Wow, our best player needs to be our best player right now," and then boom, Brown hits a homer, takes the lead, we win the game. It's like he just does all that stuff, and it's more than just the talent. Like,
Yeah.
I think when you have a really talented guy, that's all you see is them on the field. Off the field, like he's the most humble, like down to earth, wants to help the younger guys. Like
Really.
he's full package. Yeah,
How guys like that sometimes that are so toolsy and talented don't always have the work ethic that comes along with it, but I have a feeling that's not the case with him.
no,
Does he know how to
absolutely
work?
not. Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Especially, me and him being roommates, all of our
Right.
roommates, actually. I live with Justin Osterhaus, who's a transfer from
Okay.
Purdue Fort Wayne, and then Luke Vaughn, who's also been here since his freshman year. But, we kind of we love to work together,
Yeah.
and it's funny, like we can text the hitters group chat, and
Yeah.
all of them would show up if we wanted to put work in. Like it's just a work environment
Yeah.
around here.
Is there anything unique about how he goes about his business?
Yeah, it's silent. Like
Okay.
it's not I'm good and I'm gonna show you I'm good. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, that guy's got 20 homers, watch me hit 30.
What's
And he'll do it.
I mean, do you see this guy being in the big league someday as a all-star type guy?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay.
it'll be fast too. I
Right.
know it'll be fast.
Okay. Um,
All right, let's do
let me
it.
ask you this. What type of year are you capable of?
You know, I think I'm capable of doing better than last year
Yeah.
because you
The
know,
injury?
I was on a pretty good track before the injury, obviously.
Yeah.
Tried to come back kind of too soon. Took a dip a little bit, but I ended on a pretty high note.
You right?
But you know, I think playing a full year will really show me like what I'm capable of because I
Yeah.
really don't know what I'm capable of in a full year
Do you
because I
have an
only
idea?
played
Do you have numbers in your
24
head?
games. Numbers? Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I want to stay above 300 for sure. Like
Yeah.
I was at a high clip before the injury. Felt very good in the box at that time,
Yeah.
and you know, I only ended with 1 home run, which is a little not I'm not upset about it, but it's just like I know that I can do more than that. And numbers really don't mean
Yeah.
anything to me, but I know that just I can impact the baseball more than I
Are
did.
you capable of double-digit bombs this year, you think?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of bombs, dude, I'm loving that jersey behind you, that Donaldson Rainmaker.
Oh yeah. Oh
What's up,
yeah.
man? Tell me, dude, one of my all-time favorites, absolutely loved his swing revolution and all that stuff. Why do you like Donaldson? Love to hear a little bit about that.
Just the swag. Like
So, yeah, I can
I have
see
the
you
Blue
guys.
Jays one.
Yeah,
I have the Blue Jays one just because that's kind of
it's
when
peak.
I loved him. Like
Yeah,
that was me and my brother's guy
yeah,
for a while. Used to get like the same haircut like I was talking about earlier.
I can see that. Yeah,
Um, it's really when I got into like MLB The Show too, 2016. Like he was on the cover,
yeah,
just like the swag and just like it's kind of a badass to me. Like
I
I just love
absolutely
it.
agree. Is that your all-time fave, dude?
No, but it's one of them. I'd say he's in the top 3 all times. Albert Pujols.
Pujols?
Yep.
Who else is in there?
I'd say Pujols, Harper, and Donaldson.
Okay, great group there.
Yeah.
So this last year you didn't play summer ball. Do you have plans? Are you signed anywhere yet to go play?
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to the Cape after this year and go to Katuitt.
Yes.
Yep.
Dude, awesome. Because you were you had an opportunity to go there, or you
I did.
had an
Yeah.
invite, but through whatever reasons didn't quite end up working out. So it's awesome. You're gonna get to go up there. So you're gonna get the full Cape experience, my man.
Yeah, I am. I'm very excited.
Oh, so sick. What team?
Katuitt.
Awesome. You just mentioned the show. Do you guys play the show as a team?
Oh yeah, it gets very competitive in the lounge with whatever game comes out of that time, whether it's the show or NBA or like
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
Who's like the top couple guys on the sticks for the show for you for the Crimson Tide?
Jason Torres, very good.
Yeah.
Braun, very good. Um, Austin Morris, very good.
Okay.
Zane Adams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you mention that you had a number change? Or did I get
Number
that wrong?
change.
I thought you said
Jersey number?
you're number 3. Is that what you said?
Correct. Correct.
Okay. And that was
Yeah.
there was a significance there.
Yes, that is the 3 is to represent ownership, toughness, and grit being the 3 pillars of the program.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Instead
That's
of
right.
doing the C patch, like captain patch, we do a little something different. You wear number
Yeah,
3.
for sure. What do you guys do as a team away from the field?
Honestly, we love like practice. We have at least 10 people. We all go out to eat. Like
Yeah.
we love hanging around as a group, whether that's you know, like a Friday night, we'll go sit around the fire, just kind of fellowship as a team. Like I
Yeah.
think the brotherhood is a huge part of this,
Yeah.
especially last year. Like last year was the closest team I've ever been on. And that
Really?
was just being 1 year with them. Like I'd been on high school teams with the same kids for 4 years, and
Yeah.
last year was the closest team I've ever been on. So I'm
Oh, I'd
hoping
love
that
to
we
hear
can
that.
top that this year.
Dude, I loved in part 1 when you taught me your celly. You're a colorful guy. You got a nice little celebration. We got a new one for 26. We rolling with the same one, or what we got going? Is it just how you feel in the moment?
Yeah, it's just gonna happen in the moment, and I feel like it'll stick. It's just gonna happen.
It's got to be natural. What
Yeah.
about walk-up music this year? What we doing?
So last year I started with I Love Rock and Roll,
Mhm.
and then I switched to a rap song. It's called Help Me by Boston Richie.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm gonna stick with that just because it kind of gets me fired up.
Okay.
I've been back and forth between like the crowd engagement music and the like firing myself up, and I gotta go with firing myself up.
Okay, I'm with that.
Yeah.
On campus walking around, do you feel like noticed or like there are eyes on you?
Uh Majority of the time I'm listening to music when I'm walking to class, and then when I get in class, I'm usually just, paying attention. But I definitely like there's been more since I've got here. People coming to say what's up to me, which is very cool. I
Yeah.
feel very like humbled by that. I'm like people actually like know my name. Like it's kind of
Yeah,
crazy. But
right? Like a little mini
uh
celebrity there, kinda?
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So some non-baseball questions. Just randomly, couple of your favorite all-time non-baseball movies.
Non-baseball movies. The Departed is my number one.
Really?
Scarface. I love Friday the 13th. You see I got
Mhm.
my Jason mask on the wall right
Oh,
here.
yeah, that's what's up.
But
Is that Barry back there too? Is that Barry with the
oh
stogie?
yeah,
What is
Barry
that?
Bonds and Kobe.
That's what's up. Okay, I like
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah, those 3, and then I love, like, the Halloween Michael Myers movies.
So some, like, kinda like Halloweeny horror type stuff. You
Yep,
like that
yep, I
genre.
love them.
Okay.
Halloween's my favorite time of year.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you dress up as this past year?
Jeff Hardy.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
What's, what are some other costumes that you've had over the years?
The year before that, I went as Michael Myers, The Mask,
Yeah.
but trying to think some funny one like, when I was little, I used to do funny ones, like, I was Cy Robertson, Duck Dynasty one year. Uh, I've been Babe Ruth, I've been Josh
Really?
Donaldson, yeah.
Okay, I'm with it. Top 5 musical acts all time.
Hmm. Like, songs?
Musical acts, like a band or a rapper
Oh, okay,
or
okay.
anything like that.
Um, NBA YoungBoy is my favorite artist.
Okay.
But I'm versatile with music. I like anything that I can kind of nod my head to. So I love rap, like NBA YoungBoy. I love Treaty Oak Revival on the
Mhm.
countryside. Morgan Wallen. Um, but I'm big on like Moneybag Yo, Young Dolph, Lil
Okay.
Baby, like all those guys.
Are you a concert guy? You been to any concerts?
I've been to 2 Morgan Wallen concerts. I'm gonna go to a Treaty Oak Revival concert here soon.
Okay. Uh, are you a reader at all? You have any favorite books?
Um, I don't read as much
Okay.
as I used to, but like I've read a couple that I really like. Like I really love The Compound Effect.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever read that.
Mm-mm.
I actually just really The Compound Effect is the one that's really stuck with me. It's kind of like when you talk about stacking days, right? Like
Stacking
doing
days.
just checking off, ringing the bell every day, and compounding that, and the effect is
I'll have to
obviously
check
something.
it. I'll have to check it out, my man.
Yeah.
Um, last thing that brought you tears of joy.
Being named number 3.
Really?
Yeah, is a full circle moment,
Yeah.
calling my parents, calling my brother. Uh, they instilled, I think, these 3 pillars in me before I even picked up a baseball. Um, and, I was raised like that,
Yeah.
and just seeing that it's recognized that I'm able to take on that responsibility, like I said, is a full circle moment for me and my family.
Oh man. Um, you got at least one visible kind of tattoo up here. What all do you
Yeah.
got tattoo wise? If you can.
I got right here on my wrist, God's will, kind of self-explanatory.
Oh, that's sick. I love that.
2003 Roman numerals. I got this
Yes.
my senior year, high school. Just kind of wanted something that I liked, and
Yeah,
I liked it.
I
But
love that.
my most recent one, I have this on my shoulder. It's
Oh yeah.
God's hands reaching out, heaven
Mhm.
gates open. I didn't get any initials in it, but it's kind of to symbolize my great family friend Rick Carone, who passed away from cancer, and also my grandma.
Okay.
Um, I just wanted to get something that kind of
Sure.
symbolized them. I got this right here. This is the one you're talking about. It says, "To whom much is given, much is required."
Ooh.
I got that after I got in the portal from Ole Miss. kind of just resonated with me. It's Luke 12, verse 48. And, it's self-explanatory. I was given opportunity, but a lot's required from that.
I love that.
And,
Do you have
yeah.
do you have plans for any more?
Yeah, I hopefully want to get all this done, but not yet. We're about to start up the season, and then I
For
got
sure.
this one. I just liked these
Oh, yeah.
videos right here. Nothing really symbolic about it. I loved how it looked.
I remember was that one of your early ones? I know I've seen that one on
No,
back
I got
then.
that. I got that last year in the
Okay.
fall.
Okay. Do you guys have a victory song? Like if Alabama puts it on someone, you guys are throwing something on in the locker room.
It's usually the hottest rap song out. Yeah.
Okay.
After a big win, we definitely turn it on in the locker room.
Okay, cool, man. Well, I think you've already kind of talked about it, but one of my questions was, are you religious or spiritual, and how do you incorporate that into your baseball life? And you've already touched on
Yeah.
that. Do you have anything else you want to say about that?
No, just to kind of reiterate, like my journey with it has been
Yeah.
kind of different. How I said I grew up going to church. Then I get to college, and I feel like a lot of people drift apart from it because
Yeah,
there's not your mom and dad taking you to church anymore. But I feel like mine's kind of been the opposite. Like,
really.
I've had some tough times while I've been in college, but I know that my Lord and Savior has always got me, through everything. And I'm a big believer that He gives His hardest battles to His strongest soldiers.
Oh yeah,
And, I owe everything to Him.
I love that. Are you guys capable of an Omaha run this year?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Last year, I think we got out of that regional. We're easily going to Omaha. But this year, obviously the goal is going to be to get out of a regional. We
Yeah,
haven't done that in our 2 years, but we've
yeah.
been capable of it. So we're going to take that next step this year.
Okay, awesome, dude. I got one question left for you. And again, I appreciate you giving me some of your time. I want to keep checking in with you as your career progresses. I'd love to hit you again after your summer year, or unless you get drafted. We'll just see how this year goes for you. But
Yeah, we'll see.
if you don't and you play Cape, then I'd love to check in with you again after Cape and hear how that
Yeah.
went. But if you got drafted, that'll be sick too, man. But one question left here for you, kind of a deeper one. If you had 1 minute to have a conversation with 14-year-old Will Plattner, just starting high school, just getting really going on his baseball journey, what would you tell him?
I think the one specific thing would just be enjoy the ride.
Yeah,
Um, I took I took it very, very serious, which you should. I mean, I wasn't given the greatest cards to go out and get recruited.
yeah,
I'm not from the greatest area to get recruited to the SEC,
sure.
but a lot of that stuff, any setback or any disadvantage I have, I take that as an opportunity to flip it.
Yeah,
And I think I'd tell myself enjoy the ride and just put your head down and work, because at the end of the day, nobody cares about what you do except you.
yeah. Do you,
So, as long as you fulfill what you want,
I love that.
you can do anything.
Do you think he would be pretty happy, that 14-year-old, if you told him where you were at right now?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, man. Hey, go out and ball this year. Get drafted. I believe in you. The whole community believes in you, man. Rooting for you. I got nothing else for you, man. This is like a quick kind of hour check in. Go have a season. You got anything for us before we get out of here?
No, I just want to thank you very much for having me on. I
Yeah,
really enjoy getting on here talking
yeah.
to you.
I love it.
I'm looking forward to the next one.
Big fan. All right. This is Will Plattner again. Fight he will. Here we go. Thanks, guys.